Hey guys, Sarah Eller here. Today I wanted to go through this Indiana Gateway website. This is where you can find a lot of valuable information all across the state. You can do it all the way at the state level and all the way down to the local municipality level, township, town, county, etc. Um, I am on this main page here. So the first thing, and I'm just going to go over things very quickly, because there's a lot. So you guys might have to do a little bit of digging to see further. I will probably put out some further videos that go more in depth on some of the specific things, but for now, it's just a broad overview so you guys can kind of take a look around and see what you guys can find. I'm going here to this taxpayer portal first. There's all sorts of little tools, estimators, calculators. What I'm going to look at specifically is the budget notices. So right now, all the local municipalities it's around the time when they submit their proposed budgets for the following year. So it's going to be for 2025. We search by county and go down here to Warwick County, click search, and then you can find proposed budgets and hearing dates for everything inside of Warwick County. So you've got Warwick County as a whole, your townships, your library, your town, um, solid waste, and the school corporation. So Chandler, we have a notice. We have a hearing October 7th, 2024, which is Monday. And this is during their regular meeting that they hold on the first and third Mondays of each month down at the town hall. This is the town council. So yes, Monday, October 7th at 6 p.m., which is the time of the town council meeting at the town hall. Attached to this announcement, got some information up here. If you scroll down, you can see their proposed budget for next year. There's a little bit of comparative levy information for where we are currently and where they want to go. So you can see all of that information. And hopefully we have some people come to the meeting on Monday for this hearing. Okay, I'm gonna X out of this. And then I'm gonna actually go back. Not gonna look too closely at this one, but I did want to point that out since that meeting is on Monday. Now I always kind of default back to this main page so I can find, kind of see the big overview of what I'm looking for. We've got local tax finance dashboard. So here, if we type in our geography, I'll put in Chandler. So scrolling down, you've got property tax rate. This is giving a snapshot of what all this was in 2023. The total dollar amount of tax levy, net assessed value of all the properties within Chandler, your total budget appropriation for 2023, revenue for 2022. There's different snapshots of different things. How many people were employed? This is 2022. Compensation and compensation per employee, the average is around 26,000 in 2022. Here we can look at different analysis of debt. Kind of go back up here. So if we click into this, so I'm gonna look at the property tax rate 2023. I can actually go over here to data and I can download different types of data. So this could be an indicator for all years, all places for this year. I'm going to look at the indicator for all years. Have Excel. There's a CVS and a JSON file. So I'm going to open it. So here I can get an overview of tax levies starting in 2012, 0.46, 2013, 0.49, and we can see year by year it's going up, up, up pretty quickly at certain times. Looks like we had a drop here. So we can kind of compare what our tax rate is doing over time. We could do the same, total tax levy in dollars. So there's a tax percentage, but the total tax levy can vary. So you might have a decrease in your tax levy, but if you have an increase in the assessed values of the property, the dollar amounts still going to be the same, maybe higher, maybe a little lower. So we can look in the dollar value to do comparisons year by year to see how much tax dollars are being garnered from the citizens. So 2012, we have roughly 400,000. 2018, we get up to 500,000. 2021. So if we look here, you could see that the tax levy did go down in 2023, but the amount of money that they were getting was higher. And we built our house here in 2020, and then the following year in 2021, building costs went up pretty significantly, housing costs. The assessed value of houses has gone up significantly between 2021 and 2023. And now, I'd say our tax bill in general, and that's going to be Warwick County taxes, Ohio County taxes, and Chandler taxes combined, our property taxes have increased significantly. So those were a couple examples of things that can affect your taxes. It's not all inclusive. There's multiple factors. So we talked about the tax percent. We talked about how assessed values can affect that number. Another thing is how many people live within the town limits. So, for example, in 2021, there was the area that I live in was annexed into the town of Chandler, which is going to bring more households in. So if you have more people to tax, you bring in more cash value. How that looks to the everyday citizen. So maybe it results in the people living in the town of Chandler to get taxed less over time because you have more households to tax. However, on the flip side, the people that were brought in now automatically have a higher tax rate because before they had the Warwick County layer of taxes and the Ohio Township or Boone Township, depending on where they live, layer of taxes. And then when those people are pulled into the town, they now have a town tax on top of that. So those layers of taxes kind of stack on top of each other. So these are just different ways that you can analyze these different data points. They have comparison tables. This doesn't look to be as current. You can kind of just, you can do it by geography or time. I tend to look at time over the years, what has been happening. So like this is a snapshot, although it's only going up to 2019, whereas when I did it the previous way, you could go up to 2023 and see a little more current. But this is kind of just a quick little snapshot of what's happening. You've got budget, employment. You can see all of those different categories again. So let me go back to the main page. Just gonna look here one more time. Make sure Chandler. This is that local tax and finance dashboard. Yeah, that's probably all I want to look at here right now. Let's go back. And then we have a report search section. This kind of breaks everything up by category. You can browse the different reports. Like for example, employee compensation by unit. I went there and then you can go into employee compensation, pick a tax year, 2023's. We can look at what employees were paid last year. They finalized their reports at the end of the year. So, let's see. First you want to narrow down your county. So we go to Warwick. And now reporting unit is, so we can either look by township. You can look at the town. That's just where we're gonna go. Chandler Civil Town. So click view report. And you have employee compensation for the year. This is in 2023. So we can do this by county. We can also do this at the state level, and I'll show you that real quick. So if you go to the state, and this is anybody within the state of Indiana, you can look up any county, but looking at like state employees, we have Ball State University, so all these different universities, State Fair Commission. State of Indiana. So for example, we've got all these different people. You can also do a search by keyword. So say you want to look up a senator of your state senators. It's going to filter out that, highlight it. Let's see, so it's more like a find next. It's like looking for keywords and finding the next one. Now that if I'm interested in seeing what all the senators are making and comparing that, I can go to, I can get it by job type. I can go to back here, Senate. And it's going to kind of get me in that zone where I can go through and compare the salaries for different senators. So just showing you, you can do it at the local level. You can also do it at the state level for the employee compensation report. I'm gonna go back out of here, back to the main page. And there's a lot you can do here. That's why this is a very brief overview, because it's full of information. You kind of get lost here for days if you're like me and you kind of nerdy and like to look at everything. We got interlocal agreements, local development agreements. We can look at redevelopment commissions, um, economic development reporting, solid waste. You can also search by unit. So if I go to Chandler, again, and then I always type in Chandler and just kind of let whatever populate down so I can click it specifically. We got annual financial reports, cash and investments, detailed receipts by fund, disbursements by fund. Here's some additional reports. Lots and lots of different accounts payable, receivable, debt, grants, leases. There's a lot here. Okay, so like, for example, disbursement by fund. So we can go over here. Looking at Chandler Town 2023 is as far back as I can go. So we have salaries, benefits, so we can see what the disbursements were from each of the different funds. This gives us a closer look at what's being spent, where the money's being spent. Okay. Leave you guys to that. And I'm gonna go back to our main page. You could always search by address. It's probably going to get you, if you live in Chandler, then you're going to get Chandler related information. You can also download data. I don't use this there. Go over to, so this is a direct link to the public employee compensation. The other way, I was looking through the report search. TIF district viewer, this. And you also have the top. So we have a dashboard, which is basically that local tax and finance dashboard. Report search is kind of the place that there was a section for that. Report search, downloading the big reports. There's different, it's all the tools. Government debt visualization, gateway submission tracking, local contract search might be interesting. And then if you need help about how to view the documents, a little more information, there's a help area, learn more, where you can get more information. But yeah,